Hi Scorpio, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and tipping the Clarista. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Scorpio. I love you guys so much. I forgot to pre-shuffle these extra decks here. I got your theme here, and anyways, Scorpio. So one thing that's coming through, somebody may be purchasing a new home, moving into a new home, decorating a new home. There's something about making a house a home, okay? Kind of turning it into your own little castle. Now, also too, there is some sort of mastery happening here. Sometimes life brings questions. Questions about love, questions about career, questions about your life journey, and sometimes we just need a little clarity. And that is where my new sponsor, Psychic Source, comes in. Psychic Source has been around for over 35 years, connecting people like you with trusted, compassionate advisors to bring through insights and guidance that they need at this time. One of the things that I loved or that stood out to me with Psychic Source was that not only do they care about their customers, but they also care about their employees as well as the world. They donate 1% of all proceeds to a good cause through their kindness initiative. I had a chance to experience the whole experience and talk to a psychic advisor, and I left feeling far more confident than I did like walking into it. She was able to pull on a recent dream that I had, and the craziness of it, and help me find clarity through that. She recognized that I was going through a purge and that I was going through a kind of like a rebranding, if you will. She was also able to give me like kind of a little bit of clarity on a direction that I'm headed in, and she even was able to like give like dates type energy, as well as like a couple names she pulled out. So it was very good. Like I said, I left feeling a lot more confident than I did going in, just about the direction that I'm headed in. And I didn't ask her any questions. This was all just, I just asked her, what do you got? And she just came, pulled all this stuff, and it was very good. It was very good. So with all that being said, I'm excited to share that Psychic Source is offering an incredible deal for my viewers, you guys. Okay, new customers can get up to 40 minutes with one of their advisors for just $19.80. That's a value up to $240, okay? You can get the deal through the link in the description box below using the keyword Corie, C-O-R-I-E, or you can go to trypsychicsource.com/Corie. There's never been a better time to experience true connection. I'm picking up on a very eclectic energy, right? You kind of just move to the beat of your own drum type of energy, Scorpio, but there's something in your life in which you're going from like the maiden to the crone. You know what I mean? Like the maiden is somebody who is just starting on a journey, right? There's lots to learn. They're still very young and, things like that. But there's this energy. And then we've got the crone here, which is, somebody who is a master at something. Somebody who is very, has some expertise. Okay. Also somebody I'm picking up on, again, there's an eclectic energy. So I may be picking up on some, witchy vibes. Welcome. Hello. We love you. Yeah. Okay. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. We have the mystic here also, which is kind of giving that vibe as well. Okay. Flexible. Whenever I see this card, it makes me feel like there may be, kind of a lot of things coming towards you here, okay? But these were all things that were is written in the stars. These are good things. It doesn't feel like chaotic, stressful energy. It feels like good things where you're really just going to have to roll with the punches, There's also something too, Scorpio, where I feel like You know, a lot of, there's an energy where it's like some of you are like, I don't know, maybe feeling like this should have already been here, or you know, something is taking, I don't know, but there's something about divine timing here, okay? Because there was some sort of alignment. It's almost like there's an energy of like, man, I have been doing everything exactly as I'm supposed to be doing it, and all these different things, Scorpio. And then, but it's like, but then the moment that you, rather than doing it by the book or how you're supposed to be doing it, the moment that you shift into this like more authentic energy and do it through your authenticity and things like that, and that is coming out with this healing here. It's like that's where this mastery comes from, right? The maiden is somebody who is watching others and learning from others. The crone is somebody who has their own their own way, their own, and it's not to say that they haven't, taken bits and pieces and learned from others along the way, but you get what I'm saying. Whereas the maiden is still like in that, fresh new energy where it's like, Googling things or looking up certain things, and it doesn't have to, you get what I'm saying? Like it's still doing some research, right? Whereas the crone is like, it is a natural thing, but there's something about your authenticity, right? There's something about with this crone energy of again, it's almost like Scorpio, there's almost this energy, like I said, of like you kind of being in your head a little bit about like, man, I have followed all the rules step by step, all of these different things. What's going on, right? Why is nothing changing? And you're stepping into your authenticity. You're stepping into your eclectic energy. That's what this is. That's what this is. You are basically, I feel like you're going to throw the book on this by the book energy, right? Just get out of here, book, I almost wanted to say, screw you, book. But, and there is something, it's like things start picking up once you start really, moving in that way, Scorpio. We also have this all that glitters is gold. Look, thinker, hello, I'm telling you. Somebody also, there could be somebody thinking about you, or if you're a cross watcher, there may be a Scorpio thinking about you. I picked up on that also. Maybe a masculine Scorpio, doesn't have to be, but this is that energy, right? It's like you're thinking your way through some things when you really should be feeling your way, when you really should be, like that type of energy. Okay. And it's also too, there's something about your goals that change, right? This all that glitters always gives me like the energy of what society thinks or what society says that we need or that we want to be valuable, or all the extra stuff, right? All the that isn't really necessary, right? It's like kind of like that keeping up with the Joneses energy. I feel like you may be stepping out of that a little bit as well. It's not to say that it's not to say that you couldn't keep up with the Joneses. It's to say that it's not necessary. You know what I mean? Like, like, it's that type of energy here. Yeah. All right. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Somebody may feel like they're running out of time. Okay? If you feel, Scorpio, if you feel like you're running out of time, I would usually say you're not, but I feel like there is something that is like, there's, kind of like an energetic portal or something that is closing, okay? So, and that's not to create fear, because it's like, even if you don't jump through this portal, it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Life is still going to be great. But this portal may be like a portal to a manifestation or something. I don't know. I don't know. This may also be somebody else, not even you, Scorpio. Okay, somebody else that's running out of time, maybe even to come back towards you. You know what I mean? Because that door is closing, right? You're not closing it. You may have actually already closed it, but I feel like the divine is also closing it. All right. Flexible. What's this flexible? There's also somebody too, Scorpio, observing you, and there's this energy coming through of like there's just a matter of time until Scorpio meets someone. That's how somebody feels, okay? And they may feel kind of the pressure of that. They may not like that very much, okay? Scorpio, there may be an energy where somebody was like bending the truth, maybe at some sort of court situation here or something. I do feel like there's some sort of achievement coming in your career field. Okay, some of you, it's like you're getting some sort of recognition. There may be some sort of like award, maybe a raise. Or like something like that here. There's also too somebody who may have, Scorpio, somebody who may have said that you abandoned, they made some sort of false document that may have said that you abandoned some sort of abundance or inheritance or something like that, okay? This person may actually, I don't know, they could be imprisoned in their mind. I don't know, there's some sort of truth coming out about this, okay? What's this round and around here? Scorpio, there's also somebody who I feel like, you know, you've gone round and around with. You know what I mean? And you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I'm done with this. There may even be like a passed over loved one that's like, just, you know, I think the time, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. There. Okay, with this priest here, okay, with this mentally and emotionally unstable energy, okay, this is what I was talking about as far as like, you know, by the book, right? It doesn't have to be religion, but it is. There's something that is like all these like rules and regulations, and I don't know, there's something about that where it's like, it really stresses you out, and it really causes like, you know, an imbalance. You know what I'm saying? And so, it feels like Scorpio, again, stepping into this like more eclectic and more mastery energy, okay, and more like authentic energy is a lot more efficient, but it's also a lot more peaceful. Yeah, look, and then we have, then boom, manifestation. Exactly. You know what I mean? Then there it is. It's like the moment, Scorpio, that you start moving how you want to move and not how people tell you to, right? Or how they expect you to, or whatever it is, you just start doing what makes you happy, even if it's not by their book, right? That's when like things start rolling in, okay? So I really do see you moving into this energy over the next couple of weeks here, Scorpio. Okay, I do. And I'm not disrespecting any like religious texts or, you know, any rule books or anything like that. But the thing is Scorpio, you know, the energy that I'm picking up on is somebody spends a lot of time in their head because there's like this perfectionism type thing that's being removed here. Um, you know, and basically by trying to follow all the rules or trying to, you know, step out of your authenticity to follow said rules, right? Things like that. You know, it's caused a lot more stress than anything. Okay. Yeah, there's an energy, Scorpio, where you are going to be like, listening to your divine guidance over humans. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying go break all the laws and things like that. No, 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 no. I'm just talking about being yourself, okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because there may actually be other people who are like buy the book, right? Something like that. I don't know. But there is a flying monkey here that's going to be mad. You may actually be awakening to who these flying monkeys are or who this is, right? Um, for Scorpio, please. What's the awakening here? Yeah, there's also like a flying monkey here. You know, some of you, it's like there is this energy too where you do follow, you know, certain rules and laws and regulations that don't necessarily interfere with your authenticity, right? There's something about that as well where somebody's learning, okay, or they're awakening to the fact that that you do, right? And so, and because of that, they can't interfere with something. You know what I mean? What's this all that glitters for Scorpio, please? There may be somebody that reaches out to you, okay? They may say something, okay? That is like by their book, right? Maybe about their faith, maybe about your faith. You know, this feels like somebody who feels like they need to come correct you, you know? Like that type of energy here. So just a heads up, okay? Just a heads up on that. But Scorpio, really, you may be getting some sort of unexpected message about some sort of unexpected money as well, okay? Because you've been working really hard on yourself. We have the priestess, the faith, and the gift out here. You're very connected to the divine. And that's where there's like, I feel like you're, you know, again, you could have been worried about losing that or worried about like, you know, making the wrong move or, you know, not growing or something like that. But the divine is like, wait a second, right? Who made up these rules? Who made up these rules? And you're like, the humans. And they're like, okay, what makes you happy right now in this current moment, right? You're clearly going within and working on yourself. So just be true to yourself. Just be authentic, okay? It's like that type of energy here. Okay. Yeah, look, single, sexy, and successful. And then boom, there's a soulmate here. Somebody's family may be obsessed with you. A little bit. There's also some people who trusted some rumors about you, Scorpio, that are experiencing some destruction, some towers, some things like that. Okay? So anyone that, took some sort of rumor and either spread it or believed it or like fed into it in any type of way, Scorpio, they're going through some sort of destruction. Okay? But anyways, that's what I have for you. And I hope this is helpful. And I love you very much. And if you need anything from me, that is in the description box below. We'll see you next time.